Stop right there. What's in the bag?
This is my laptop, man, Officer Walsh.
Your laptop? That's school property. You're stealing it.
No, this is mine. My name's engraved on it. See?
Huh. Okay, sure. Students don't walk around with $1,000 computers.
But my parents
I'm
gave
calling
it to
this
me.
in. Don't move.
Jennifer Walsh had no idea what she just walked into. In the next 72 hours, she would lose her teaching job. Her face would appear on national news, and she would become the target of a $750,000 lawsuit. The quiet teenager she had just accused was not some kid she could push around. He was an honor roll student. His family kept every receipt, every document, every piece of proof. Walsh never checked the laptop's serial number. That would have taken 30 seconds. She never called the office to ask if any school laptop was missing. She just looked at Darius and decided he was a thief. The engraving on that laptop would become the key piece of evidence, and the security cameras were recording everything. Before I continue, let me ask you, have you ever been treated unfairly by someone who had power over you? Drop your answer in the comments. Jennifer Walsh had no idea who she was accusing that afternoon. Darius Chen was 15 years old. He was a sophomore at Jefferson High School near Chicago. He had been on the honor roll for 6 semesters in a row. His GPA was 3.9. Darius loved computers. He joined the school coding club in 9th grade. He built his first website when he was 12. He wanted to study computer science in college. His parents were Michael and Lisa Chen. Michael worked as a software engineer at a tech company. Lisa worked as a paralegal at a law firm that handled civil rights cases. The laptop Walsh grabbed was a MacBook Pro. It cost $1,400. His parents bought it for him in March as a gift for making honor roll. They had it engraved at the Apple store with his initials. Here's the important part. The Chen family kept records of everything. They had the original receipt. They had the Apple registration. They had the serial number printed on paper. They even kept the original box the laptop came in. Darius had been using that laptop at school for 8 months. No one ever questioned it before. Now here's where the story gets interesting. On this Tuesday in October, Darius was just trying to pack up his things and go to his next class. Jennifer Walsh had built a reputation at Jefferson High, but it was not a good one. Walsh was 47 years old. She had been teaching English at the school for 9 years. On paper, she had no formal complaints in her file, but the truth was different. After the lawsuit, teachers came forward with stories. They said Walsh had a pattern, at least 4 incidents in 3 years. Every single one involved students of color. Every single one was an accusation without proof. In 2021, she accused a Latino student of cheating on an essay. The school looked into it. They found nothing. They quietly dropped it. In 2022, she reported a black girl for threatening behavior. What happened? The student had questioned her grade. The principal threw out the complaint. In 2023, she said an Asian student's science project was too good. She claimed he could not have done it himself. His parents complained. Nothing happened. Earlier that same year, she sent Darius to the office. His crime, he corrected a mistake she made in class. He was not punished. Some teachers had a nickname for her. They called her the watchdog, but not in a good way. She watched certain students more than others. The school never documented her pattern. No one made her take training. Every complaint was treated like it happened once. But this time, Walsh picked the wrong student. Let me know in the comments if you think the school should have acted sooner. It was Tuesday, October 17th. The time was 2:45 in the afternoon. 5th period was ending. Room 214 at Jefferson High School looked like any other classroom. 12 students sat at their desks. The bell was about to ring. Students were packing up their bags. This was a computer science class. The regular teacher, Mr. Reeves, was not there that day. He had a doctor's appointment. Jennifer Walsh was covering the class. Darius had just finished his coding assignment. He saved his work on his personal MacBook Pro. He did this every single day. He had done it 47 times before without any problem. He slid the laptop into his backpack. He zipped it closed. He stood up to leave. Walsh was standing by the door. She was watching students walk out. Her eyes moved to backpacks. Then she saw Darius. She stepped into the doorway. She blocked his path. Two other students were nearby. Marcus Williams was 2 desks away. Priya Sharma was near the window. 3 more students were already in the hallway looking back. A security camera was mounted in the corner of the hallway. It had a clear view of the classroom door. Darius had walked out of this room with his laptop 47 times. Today would be different. Today, Jennifer Walsh decided to play hero. If stories like this matter to you, hit that subscribe button now. Walsh pointed at his bag. Stop right there, what's in the bag? Just my laptop, Ms. W. Alge. Your laptop, she stepped closer. That's school property, you're stealing it. No, this is mine. Darius unzipped his bag. He pulled out the MacBook. He turned it over. My name's engraved right here, C. D. Chen. Walsh looked at it. Her face did not change. Anyone could scratch their name on stolen property. It was engraved at the Apple Store by professionals. Walsh shook her head. Students like you don't have computers like this. Darius felt his stomach drop. What do you mean, students like me? She ignored the question. She reached out and took the laptop from his hands. Darius did not fight her. He did not grab it back. Can I please call my parents? He asked. You can call them from the principal's office after security gets here. She picked up her radio. She called for help. Marcus Williams spoke up from his desk. Ms. Walsh, he uses that laptop every day. It's his. Priya Sharma nodded. I've seen his name on it before. It's engraved. Walsh snapped at them. I didn't ask for input. Everyone else leave now. Darius reached for his backpack. Walsh grabbed his arm. You're not going anywhere. Her grip was tight. Her voice was loud. Teachers in the hallway looked over. Students in the doorway held up their phones. They started recording. Darius kept his voice calm. Please let go of my arm. Not until security gets here. 4 minutes later, Officer Martinez arrived. He was the school security guard. Walsh spoke first. This student stole school property. I caught him trying to leave with it. She handed him the laptop. She pointed at Darius like he was a criminal. What Walsh did not know was this. Darius had already sent a text from his Apple Watch. The message went to his mother. Lisa Chen was already driving to the school, and she was bringing everything she needed. Type justice in the comments if you think Walsh was wrong to grab him. Officer Martinez walked Darius to the principal's office. Walsh followed right behind them. She carried the laptop like it was proof of a crime. Principal Margaret Thompson was waiting. She listened as Walsh told her story. I caught him stealing this laptop. It matches the ones we use in the library. Students don't own MacBook Pros. He needs to be arrested. Thompson looked at the laptop. She looked at Darius. Did anyone check the serial number? She asked. Walsh waved her hand. I don't need to check numbers. I caught him red-handed. Thompson frowned, but she did not let Darius go. Instead, she told him to sit down and wait. For 2 hours, Darius sat in that office. He asked to call his parents. They told him to wait. He asked again. They said no. Meanwhile, Walsh kept pushing. She wanted the school to call the police. She wanted Darius arrested. She was sure she was right. At 4:47 p.m., the office door opened. Lisa Chen walked in. She was not alone. She carried a folder. Inside that folder was everything. She placed the documents on the principal's desk, one by one. First, the original receipt from the Apple Store, dated March 15th. Total price, $1,438.99. Second, the Apple Care registration. The laptop was registered in Darius's name. Third, a printout showing the serial number. Fourth, photos of the original box, still sitting in their garage at home. Fifth, an email from Apple. It confirmed the engraving order. Principal Thompson looked at the serial number on the receipt. Then she looked at the number on the laptop. Then she checked the school's list of devices. The laptop did not match any device owned by the school, not one. Walsh's face went white. Well, she said, it looked exactly like. Lisa Chen cut her off. Did you check the serial number before you accused my son? Walsh said nothing. Did you call the office to ask? if any laptop was missing. Walsh said nothing. Did you let him call us at any point in the last 2 hours? Walsh looked at the floor. Principal Thompson called in witnesses. Marcus Williams confirmed that Darius had used that laptop all semester. He watched Darius unbox it back in September. Priya Sharma said Walsh grabbed Darius's arm. She said Walsh refused to let him leave. She said Walsh raised her voice. Mr. Reeves called on the phone. He confirmed he had seen Darius's laptop many times. He knew it was engraved. Then they pulled the security footage. It showed everything. Walsh blocking the door, Walsh grabbing the laptop, Walsh gripping Darius's arm. 3 students had recorded videos from the hallway. Those videos were already in a group chat. At 5:15 p.m., Michael Chen arrived. He was not happy. Why was my son held for 2 hours without anyone calling us? No one had a good answer. Walsh tried to apologize. I was just trying to protect school property. I didn't know. Lisa Chen shook her head. You didn't know because you didn't check. You assumed. By now, Walsh was starting to understand. She had made a terrible mistake, but the Chens were not in ter. Ested in apologies, they wanted something more. Let me know in the comments what you would have done if this was your child. That night, the superintendent got a phone call. His name was Dr. Robert Hayes. He scheduled an emergency meeting for the next morning. The school's human resources department started digging. They pulled Walsh's file. They found the pattern that everyone had ignored. 4 complaints in 3 years, all involving students of color, all dismissed as personality conflicts, all buried. Then they compared Walsh's story to the facts. Walsh claimed the laptop matched missing school property. The truth, no school MacBook was missing. Walsh never checked. Walsh claimed Darius was aggressive and uncooperative. The truth, the video showed Darius staying calm the whole time. Walsh was the one who got loud. Walsh claimed she followed proper rules. The truth, the rules say you must check serial numbers before making accusations. Walsh skipped that step. She also broke other rules. She grabbed a student without cause. She held him for over 2 hours. She never called his parents. On Friday, October 20th, 3 days after the incident, Walsh was fired. The official reason was failure to follow protocol, unprofessional conduct, and creating a hostile environment. Walsh's teachers' union looked at the evidence. They decided not to fight for her job. Walsh tried to write an apology letter to the Chen family. They sent it back unopened. At first, Walsh was angry. She told friends she was just doing her job. But as the days passed, reality set in. Darius took the rest of the week off from school. The district offered him counseling. When he came back on Monday, something had changed. His classmates supported him. They made signs. They posted on social media. The hashtag Justice for Darius started trending locally. Some teachers said they were relieved Walsh was gone. Others felt uncomfortable. They had seen the pattern for years. They said nothing. But Walsh's firing was just the beginning. The videos had already been posted online, and by midnight, the whole country would know what happened. If you want to see more stories where people face real consequences, hit subscribe. We post every week. Let me walk you through how fast this spread. By 6:00 p.m. on Tuesday, students had uploaded the videos. They posted on TikTok. They posted on Twitter. They posted everywhere. By 8:00 p.m., 50,000 people had watched. Parents were sharing it in local Facebook groups. Everyone was talking. By 10:00 p.m., a reporter from the Chicago Tribune reached out to the Chen family. Local news stations were calling. By midnight, 500,000 people had seen the videos. The hashtag Justice for Darius was trending across Illinois. By Wednesday morning, the national news picked it up. CNN called, NBC called, CBS called. By Thursday, 2.3 million people had watched across all platforms. News outlets in other countries were running the story. The main TikTok video got 1.8 million views. On Twitter, it was shared 47,000 times. On Instagram, news accounts reposted it to nearly 1 million viewers. People were furious. The comments said it all. One person wrote, "This is exactly what my son goes through. Thank God this family had proof." Another said, "She said, students like you, we all know what that means." Someone else wrote, 9 years of teaching, and this is how she treats kids. And this one, that boy was so calm, she was the aggressive one. The school district put out a statement. They said they took all claims of unfair treatment seriously. They said they had taken action. Walsh deleted all her social media accounts. Her lawyer released a statement calling it a misunderstanding. People online mocked her for it. 3 days after the firing, the Chen family's lawyer held a press conference. They stood outside the district office. Walsh was about to learn that losing her job was just the start. Drop a comment and tell me how you felt watching this story unfold. In November, the Chen family filed a lawsuit. They sued Jennifer Walsh. They also sued the school district. The lawsuit made several claims. First, false imprisonment. Walsh held Darius for 2 hours without a good reason. She did not let him call his parents. Second, assault. She grabbed his arm without permission. Third, lying about him in public. She accused him of being a thief in front of other students and staff. Fourth, racial discrimination. The lawsuit said Walsh targeted students of color again and again. Fifth, the district failed to stop her. They knew about the pattern. They did nothing. During the legal process, 5 more families came forward. They had similar stories about Walsh. None of them had been taken seriously before. Lawyers found old emails. School officials had called the complaints personality conflicts. No one ever made Walsh take training. Now here's the part everyone wants to know. How much did they pay? The case was settled. In July of the following year, the total amount was $750,000. The school district's insurance paid $500,000. Walsh personally had to pay $250,000. She would make payments over several years. But the money was not the only thing that changed. The settlement included new rules. All teachers in the district had to take training about treating students fairly. The school had to create new steps for handling theft claims. They had to check serial numbers first. They had to call parents within 30 minutes if a student was held. The district also agreed to yearly reviews. An outside company would check if students of different races were being punished differently. As for Walsh, her teaching license was put on hold. The state was reviewing whether she could ever teach again. No other school would hire her. The money she owed affected her credit. Walsh released a written apology. She called it a terrible mistake made in the heat of the moment. She did not mention race. She did not admit to the pattern. People said it was not enough. The Chen family had their own response. Lisa Chen said, "An apology does not fix the 9 years of students she treated this way. It does not fix the 2 hours our son sat there like a criminal." The Chens did not sue for money. They sued for change. After the settlement, the Chen family held a press conference. Darius stood with his parents. He spoke clearly into the microphone. "I kept asking myself what I did wrong," Darius said. "I didn't do anything wrong. I was just packing up my laptop, like I do every day, but she looked at me and decided I was a thief." His mother Lisa spoke next. Her experience as a paralegal had prepared her for this fight. "We had the receipts, we had the serial numbers, we had the box. Most families don't keep all of that. What happens to the kid whose parents threw away the receipt?" His father, Michael, added his thoughts. "My son is 15 years old. He should be worried about homework and basketball, not about whether his teacher thinks he's a criminal because of how he looks." Darius had a message for other students. "If this happens to you, stay calm, write down everything, tell your parents, you have rights even in school." His mother had a message for teachers. "Students are not suspects. If you cannot see children of color as children first, you should not be teaching them." The family said they wanted every school in the country to look at their rules. How many students like Darius were out there? How many did not have proof? How many did not have parents who could leave work to help? Lisa Chen ended with these words, "My son's name was engraved on that laptop. His humanity should have been just as visible." But this story is about more than one teacher and one student. Here is what the numbers show. Black students are almost 4 times more likely to be suspended than than white students. Black students make up 15% of public schools, but they account for 31% of school arrests. Studies show teachers often see black students as older and more guilty than white students the same age. This case was different because Darius had proof. He had parents with time and knowledge to fight. Most families do not have those things. If we want change, schools must track complaint patterns. They must train teachers. They must believe students until evidence says otherwise. So let me ask you, should teachers have to check facts before they accuse a student? Should schools track which teachers get the most complaints? Should any child be treated like a criminal just for owning something nice? Because if we do not fix these problems, we are just waiting for the next Jennifer Walsh, waiting for the next Darius Chen, waiting for the next child who gets held for 2 hours because someone made an assumption. Comment below if you think teachers should face a license review after multiple complaints. Tell me yes or no, and tell me why you feel that way. If you think stories like this matter, hit that subscribe button right now. We are going to keep telling these stories. We are going to keep showing what happens when people abuse their power. We are going to keep demanding that schools protect every student. This is not just about one teacher who could not believe a black student owned a nice laptop. It is about a system that let her say students like you out loud. A system that let her do this for 9 years with no consequences. This is about all of us. It is about what we accept. It is about what we demand. See you in the next one.